What's going on YouTube? This your boy Saltwater Assassin. So today I'm coming to you guys with a video of my custom leader builds that I make for myself, and I also sell them as well. There's several different variations of these leaders, and there's so much different things you can use for them as well. I'm just gonna show you guys how I do mine. I know tons of guys that do their own leaders and they make them that way. This is just the way that I do my leaders, and like I said, you don't need much. You just make sure you have the proper material. Since I make them several different ways, I have tons of different material that I use. But the leaders that I'm going to make right now are for bull reds and black drum. But if you're also fishing with sharks, sometimes you can hook a shark like I did, and I'm going to post it in this video. The other night I went out and I hooked about a 5 foot shark, and he hooked up to one of my bull red leaders. Surprisingly, he didn't break it off. But like I said, when with sharks, you never know. If you've got bait out there, 9 times out of 10 they're gonna pick it up. But the material you're gonna need is a good pair of crimpers, and I'm using some meaty hooks. You need some meaty hooks. These are 13-aught circle hooks, and then I have also for the top part tying your line swivels. These are 250 pounds. Now I do use bigger sizes. I also use bigger size hooks, and then I just got some regular swivels for my spider weights, and then I have a variation of I hope you guys can see it, different sleeves. And then for the beads, I use several style beads, but I just have some basic beads that I use, and then I also have my letter beads. And then for the main part of your leader, which I have several different weight sizes that I use too. This is 400 pounds. It's made by Grand Slam. I use a lot of Grand Slam with different sizes. I have this is 400. I have 300. I have 100, and then I have bigger sizes for sharks. But this 400, it works. It does pretty good. So we're gonna do 2 of them. Like I said, I'm going fishing later on today. I got plenty of leaders, but like I said, I decided to do this video for you guys. So here we go. So when I do arm's length, and you also always want a little extra length on the end, because when you're doing your loops and your sleeves and everything, you're putting everything together, you want a little bit of length so you can see how much room you got to play with. So I do an arm's length because I like my leaders. Like I said, I make my leaders different lengths, and then just cut it off like so. That right there. So then you got about an arm's length, and I'm doing 2 of them. And I make them pretty quick when I won't, to just be honest. This is usually what I do when on my downtime. Cut that off. Over there. Now I have, like I said, I'm just making 2 for right now, just for the video. So I got about that. You see my arms are stretched all the way out. Pretty, it's about arm length. So now here we go. So you're gonna take one of your sleeves. Now these are the sleeves I'm showing you, these are double barrel sleeves. So basically you slide in one end and then you're gonna go in the other end. You're gonna hook end first. Take your 13-aught hook. And with these rigs, you always want big hooks. I have smaller rigs, same style rigs with smaller hooks. They work, but you want to have bigger size hooks, because if you're running big baits, it helps better, and it's more ratio getting a better hookup on the reds. Take probably about that much, run it to the other end, and you're going to stop. You don't want extra hanging out like this. I'm gonna show you, for example. You want it hanging out like that. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna pull it all the way back until you can't see it no more. Make sure it's flush. So then just like, see that, just like that. And take your sleeve. Now on your crimpers, they have all these grooves, these notches in the inside. You can call them groove notches, whatever you want to call it. Each one is for a different size. So when you're looking at, if you're trying to make your sleeves not your sleeves, I'm sorry. If you're trying to, I'm sorry. If you're trying to make your leaders, when you buy your crimpers, they're gonna have different sizes on them for different size material that you have. Make sure that you buy the right ones. So anytime I'm at the store, I'm always on the material that I buy, what I use. I'm always looking at making sure they match. And if they don't match, I have bigger ones for the bigger material, because it's not gonna, it's not gonna fit properly. So then you take it, once you got it flush inside or like that, and it's not sticking out. And another thing, I always want to make this a big loop for your hook section, because what you're doing is you're using spider weights. You're gonna run your spider weight inside of here when you're casting. So you're gonna take it, and these are going into the last notch. And you want to make sure you get a nice good crimp. I double crimp these because it's so long. Get 2 crimps. Once you crimp it, now you got that out of the way. It looks like that. See how it's flared out? You want to make sure it's flared out, and never crimp it on the very, very edge, because you're liable to cut through your mono. That's nice and snug. There you go. Here's your hook. Now, to do that, you're going to take one of these, and this is how I do it. Take one of these aluminum sleeves, and now I'm going to stop at the hook section. So I normally do about, and I really don't measure it usually. I like my hook section right here to be a little bit long. That way my spider weight is not nowhere near my hook. So I'm gonna do it probably about that long or so. And make sure I'm gonna hold my finger where I wanted it, and I'm gonna take this crimp sleeve. Run this crimp sleeve down where I wanted it at. Now I'm gonna double check and make sure that's where I wanted it. Yeah, that's about right. Now, the reason why I'm putting this on here is because this rest of the section is where the weight goes. Now I'm gonna put it in the section where it goes. Excuse my dogs if y'all can hear them. Trim it good. That's not going on. Now, there's your hook section, the crimp. Now, to the fun part that I like. Open up my beads. And my leaders usually have my name on them. Saltwater Assassin Fishing. You guys should know that. So, and what I do is, and you does it, like I said, you can do them however you want to do them. You can put as many beads on there if you want. So, and whatever color. So I'm gonna do. Put my beads on so you guys can see. Slide them on. So bear with me. And why I just put these little first section on there. You see, like once again, I said this is your weight section. As you can see, the beads stop. And with your beads, you want to make sure you have beads that are big, it has a big opening. Have beads that have a big opening. You don't want beads that has a small opening, because for one, they're not going to slide evenly, and they're going to be too tight. But you also want to make sure whatever sleeves that you have that you're putting on here for your sliding section for your weight, that the bead opening is not bigger. If they are, what's going to happen is your beads will slide over the sleeve and down to your hook section. Also where your weight will. Then you have your beads and you have your weight all the way down by your hook. So you don't want that. Trust me, you don't want that. Okay. And then I'm gonna take, how many I got on there? Put one more. Now, once you put the amount of, like I said, you can put as many beads on there if you want. Then I'm gonna take the snap swivel for your weight, run it down. Now you see what it's looking at now? See how it's looking? Now I'm gonna add some more beads on the front side. And one more. So now, that section, they have your weights. You usually want to put an even amount of beads on your leaders. You make sure that your snap is in between. So now you got this section, for your sliding section for your beads and your weight goes. And then there's your hook section. Now, we're almost done with it. Now come up to the top. Now you can put 2 crimp sleeves on if you want to. I usually do that, but with these I'm just gonna do one. So first you're gonna slide on the sleeve. Remember, I'm using double barrel crimps, crimp sleeves. Slide that on like so. Then you're gonna take your 20-pound swivel, and now I run it down. I let it go all the way down. Let the sleeve go all the way down to the beads. I'm actually, as you can see, I'm looking see how long that I want the sliding section. Usually, I'll even it out with the hook section. As you can see, I usually even it out, but sometimes I make it shorter. These I'm going to make it shorter, and these are for these are castable leaders to be able to cast. So I'll look at it and see how long I actually want it, and looks like that's a pretty good length. So now I got it where I want it. I slide the swivel on, 200-pound swivel. Slide it on like so. And now I run the other end through the crimp sleeve, and I pull it all the way down. And then I snap it closed. I try not to waste too much, but like I said, now you kind of see how much I got left to play with. I kind of try not to do that sometimes, but it happens. But once again, I pulled out arm's length, so. And then just cut the end off. And I just goofed up and I cut the wrong section off. So y'all guys bear with me, I goofed up big time. So this one's actually gonna be shorter. So I kind of jacked up a little bit, y'all guys excuse me. I cut the wrong section off, so you guys bear with me just a second. It happens. I do it from time to time, every now and then, to start it all over. It's not that big of a deal, but it's still long, but it's not as long as I would like it to be, but it's for the video, it's for you guys, so I'm gonna do it again. Just slide it back on. Sometimes these sleeves can be a pain in the butt. And crimp it. Make sure the crimp is straight and up and down, like so, like straight. And give it a good squeeze. Jacked up. And there you go, guys. That's a full one of my custom leaders that I build. And as you can see, and they work. They have not failed me. at all. So there you guys go. This is one of my custom leaders that I build. It's not as long as I normally make, but like I said, I have some long, have some short. But this leader will get the job done. So Saltwater Assassin, I'm out. I appreciate you guys, and if you have not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And more content comes to you guys. Saltwater Assassin, I'm out.